Uh-oh. I see the problem. Well, okay, that was a trial and a half, but we got there. Okay. If anyone was waiting, I am sorry. I didn't realize that you had to actually hit the live button to go live. So, go figure on that one. Uh, Let me get myself situated. Okay. I think we can begin. Only 7 minutes behind schedule. So, if you are joining us today, thank you, first off. Second off, welcome. What you're going to be witnessing today or watching, I've been trying to improve my CAD skills. I'm trying to do a little bit more CAD, trying to make this year a good year for me in terms of combat robotics. I figured the best way for me to do that is just by, well, doing it. And I figured what better way to do it than with a CAD stream. So, starting every Monday on a semi-regular basis, you're going to watch me hopefully try to CAD a robot together, CAD some piece of robot together, get better at that process the whole time through. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. What you are seeing right here, by the way, this is the current 1 pound design that I work on, plastic 1 pound. This is a robot known as Big Verta, and it is loosely, or pretty much directly inspired by the Battlebot Nightmare, the massive 2-wheel drive giant vertical spinner robot. How this came about was I wanted to make I wanted to make a big vertical spinner, but not like the other big vertical spinners that already exist, because there's already a lot of them, right? You already have designs like Abyss, you already have designs like Deep Six. I wanted to join the big spinner train, but I didn't want to do it like those guys. So, Big Verta came about. It's a plastic 1 pound, plant weight. It's predominantly going to be PLA plus for I think most of it. I don't think I'd use anything else for anywhere. And it differs from the Nightmare design in a few subtle but important ways. The big one is just the actual size of the weapon. If you look at pictures of Nightmare, its weapon's very skinny but very tall, very large diameter. For plastic ant weight, that's really not the most optimal thing, but I still wanted to stay true to the theme. So you'll see here, my weapon diameter is large. It's on the larger side. It's actually 5-ish inches diameter weapon radius, but that's coupled with a very thick weapon thickness, right? We're scratching, what are we at? 3/4 of an inch of weapon thickness. So it's almost close to a drum in that regard. It's gonna be pretty beefy, pretty well sized. I don't know how it'll do against weapon to weapon because I'm direct driving it, like most people are direct driving weapons in this weight class. Because of my larger diameter, I should theoretically win tip speed war against most people, which is really what I'm banking on with a design like this. I have to go weapon to weapon. I have to win those exchanges to win these fights. If I don't win those exchanges, I'm kind of toast. So weapon to weapon is the name of the game here when it comes to this robot. Of course, I still have a long ways to go. You'll see I basically have half of a robot so far. This side looks like halfway decent, but it still could use some room for improvement. This side is bad, it's just objectively bad. But we're going to try to clean this up as we go today. So, let's get started. And I'm a little sick, a little sniffly, so if I hear some sniffling throughout today, sorry. Let's see. Very first thing I want to do is get rid of this side rail. I think this one mount is kind of bad. If you're wondering how we got to this state, just know there were a lot of steps that got here, and most of them have been since deleted, since I don't like them anymore. So what you're seeing here is only the little bits that survived the design process. This is just what is left. Okay. Ideally, what I want to do is make these two weapon mounts symmetrical. However, it's not a necessity. It matters more when it comes to getting these things manufactured by a third party, like SCS or some other company. The biggest reason is just that it's cheaper. However, when we're dealing with 3D printed plastic components, it's less of a concern. So I really don't need to make these two pieces symmetrical. But, oh, I can't because of the, that's funny. Okay, well, I don't really have a choice but to make them symmetrical. Unless I trim the tail back, I snip the tail end like that. I think it would look good from a design standpoint if I did. I'll give it a shot and see how it looks. Let's see. There's probably much easier ways to have done this in hindsight, but this is the solution that I have now, and we are going to stick with it. Let's see. Nope. Nope. Where does that extrude? There it is. Okay, now it's perfectly symmetrical top down. Update that. I think it's fine. Yeah, we'll obviously fix this lower piece, but I don't think that's that bad. Is this connected? Oh, they are mated. How? What do you mean? Oh, okay, that's why I mated them too. I think we'll follow that convention moving forward. Joint that to that right there. Okay. The electronics probably should have come with it. Let's go the other way. Going here to here. There we go. Perfect. No, god damn it. Okay, well, here to here. Third time's the charm, Josh. You're still off. I think that's a fixable off, though. Let's see. Tweak the joint. Oh, God. Come on. There has to be an easier way to do this. No. Okay, this is dumb. Let's just delete this and kind of go from scratch here. This piece needs to go in by 1/2 inch, so we're going to update this. Set it just 5 inches, I think will be fine. Yeah, there we go. Did you not update? What happened? Let's see. Let's take this edge here. Connect it here. That's better, okay. I'm gonna match this side up with it to go. There. There. This is random blocks to the max. This is for upcoming robot events. The end goal is to get to Battlebots, but I'm not quite there yet. So what you're seeing right now is basically prep basically all the progress that I need to get to that level. I'm building for smaller events. Hopefully, fingers crossed, I'll get to that Battlebot stage one day. I do have some BattleBots designs cooked up, and in some future streams, I'll try to bust those out too for you guys. I'm working on some smaller designs right now. What you guys are seeing, in case you're just joining us, is a plastic 1 pound design, or plant weight. This is a design I'm working on called Big Verta, designed to compete in the plastic 1 pound weight class. It is a Nightmare-inspired robot, Nightmare from the TV show BattleBots, if you're familiar, sharing a lot of the same design language, 2-wheel drive, vertical spinner, giant vertical spinner, designed for high kinetic impact, high damage loads. That's really what I'm going for. I see we've got some viewers coming in. Hi, nice to see you all. Yeah, Big Verta. It's a evolving design as we go. There's some concepts I really want to implement with it that I'm still not fully sold on, but I'm really happy with the shape and where we are so far. I think I have some good potential here, but there's some refinement I need to do, particularly when it comes down to that wire management. But thank you guys for joining me. I'll be streaming for about an hour or so. Feel free to hang out and chill. If you have any questions about what's going on, any suggestions, I greatly appreciate them. Let me know. Let's try to have some fun today. I think that's pretty good, though, as far as a first design is coming through. I like the shape of that so far. That spacing right there is still just a little bit weird, this little box section. I think I can put a bearing in there or something to kind of fill that gap up. That might be the best move there. I think it would also be nice to get the other leg onto the other side as well. So take this leg, copy mirror, and put on the other side. And intuitively, I know there's an easy way to do that, but let's see if I can figure that out. Let's first start by copying our existing drive leg. Personal bots, 1 pound, Verta, copy. Glitter Breeze, Aviation Guy, Tesla Guy, Val, hello, welcome you guys. Let's call this one drive leg left. And we'll open this one up. Don't ask how this leg ended up in the shape that it is. It was a long and storied process to get to the shape where we are, as you guys will see. This was surprisingly one of the harder things to design with this robot. Look at pictures of Nightmare online. It looks like a relatively easy shape to make. It wasn't. It went through a lot of iterations, and I'm still not quite perfectly happy with how this one came out. But it's in a good enough state where I think I can rock this one. It'll be okay. Still not fully done. There's nowhere for the wires to go, for example, but this is at a good enough state where I feel comfortable working on it. What does need to happen, though, is mirroring. I don't know how I'm going to get this mirrored, to be honest with you. Let's take both of these segments here. If I mirror them across... Oh gosh, that's going to suck. Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to offset this plane. Right there. How does one achieve this build? Can you elaborate, Marcelo? As in, how do you make this a reality, or how do you make this at home? Because I can help with both pieces. I just need to know specifically what you're trying to look for. Rowan, welcome. No, this isn't a beetle. This is actually Big Verta, the plant weight. I realize it's a little bit soon before the competition. I should actually finish the design, so I've committed to just streaming as a way to actually get it done. Let's see. Let's just mirror everything. Is that a doable situation? Components, motor, across the same plane. Aha! Beautiful. Okay. Oh, thank you, Zanon. It is. Yes, it is Abyss Reach. That's the target. The weapon diameter is about 5.5 inches, and it's direct drive. So the concept is tip speed. if I get the similar effects of winning tip speed war that Abyss can win, since everyone runs hub motors and plant weights, I feel relatively confident of my chances in this event, or most comps moving forward. If all goes well, this will be ready by cross. Ooh, actually, if you want to send Moonsetter Cat, that'd be really cool. I would appreciate that. How big's the weapon diameter of Moonsetter? Do you know? Off the top of your head? Okay, that should be done enough to at least visualize. And if you're just joining, welcome, welcome. This is... I don't really know what this is or what to call this. This is me messing around with CAD. Working on some designs here. That is not center, is it? What is that thing that's trying to make me snap to? Whatever. 80 millimeter. What's that in freedom units? Because I don't... My brain doesn't work in that. Here, I can... 3 point... Oh, it's pi inches, huh? The weapon would be cool, at least. Yeah, just to see how that visually how that looks. Oops, that's not rigid bodies. I can fix that. Rigid. Yes. Okay. Save. Boom. And let's go back here. Update. Welcome, welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining. There we go. Now you're starting to see the idea of Big Verta visualized in all of its glory, or lack thereof. This is functionally what I want in terms of the robot design and how it looks. There's obviously a lot of room for improvement still. I think the biggest one is dealing with horizontals. I know these big old tires look like the biggest target for verts, and they kind of are, to be honest with you. But one of the benefits that I thought about when it came to making this design was just having the wheels up front, so the COM was more available, more balanced in terms of where the wheelbase is. It, in theory, should help my turning performance compared to designs like Abyss or compared to Deep Six style robots. Rowan, I feel like these wheels they're gonna get sniped. I know they are, but I am optimistic of my chances that they won't. I do have some real concerns over the wheelbase, though. I'm not sure how wide to make the actual wheelbase in terms of turning performance. Ooh, thank you, thank you. I'll download it in a second, just so I don't accidentally attack you. But yeah, my biggest scare right now is just actually figuring out the width of the wheelbase. I could run the calcs on it to figure out if I'm going to gyro or tip over. I kind of just don't want to, and I kind of want to just wing it. To my eye, at least, it feels doable. It feels like it'll be fine. But yeah, I'll probably print out a rev and just see how it looks. Now that I have the basic shape of the robot set and kind of visualized, I'm going to work on some of the finer details. Things that I wanted to nail down right now were weapon design. W Bertha, you bet. This is going to be the biggest W you've ever seen in your life. The blade I drew up was just a basic placeholder shape. What is this in reference to? Nothing. I love having broken features in my timeline. Okay, I guess it has to stay. What I want to do is settle on a good weapon shape for Big Verta. Something kind of effective, obviously, but also a little bit distinct, a little bit iconic is the goal, is the target. Rail thickness, we are looking at 1/4 inch for most of it, with 3/8 for the central hub sections where the actual core chassis mounts. All of this is going to be PLA Plus or PLA Pro, depending on what filament I'm working on. I'm trying to get sponsored through Matter Hackers for a spool of their PLA Pro series. If that materializes, that works out, and that's probably going to be what I'm running. But I'm open to some suggestions as well. Welcome, welcome, guys. Hello, hello. Yes, ASIM is definitely one of the requirements. As much as I wanted to keep the Nightmare aesthetic, the Nightmare weapon blade is one of the most unoptimized blades you could have in modern robotics. So I think it has to be ASIM as a rule. Am I making a Beyblade? Oh, I wish. Actually, no. If it Beybladed, it'd probably be a bad thing. So we're gonna avoid that from here today. Lately, when it comes to weapon design, I've really fallen in love with the endgame style of designing weapons. If you're not familiar, endgame's weapons are very much just triangles with little like stubby points on the bottom. Is my weapon diameter only 5 inches? Oh, it is. I guess that's still bigger than most other plant weights, but that's surprising. But yeah, what I'm trying to do is make something that's iconic as well as just slightly functional. So ASIM is definitely part of those requirements as well. Let's see. There's my original sketch. Okay. We are looking at 5-inch weapon diameter. It's probably going to stay 5. I was considering upping it to 5.5. I don't think I need to. I think 5 inches is still sizably bigger than I think most of the plastic 1-pound spinners I've seen. I think, at least when it comes to NorCal, a lot of the robots that you see that are plastic 1-pound are drums. For whatever reason, there's just a ton of plastic 1-pound drum spinners in NorCal. And aside from Rowan with Moonsetter, and I think Achilles, I think that's about it. Everyone else just runs drum spinners. And I think this is actually a pretty good, in theory, it's not a bad counter against that idea, against that concept. So, I'm going to start trying to draw the endgame style robots, or endgame style weapon, and then we'll kind of go from there. Maybe with a little bit more flair beyond that. If you don't know, the endgame style robot, or weapon, looks something like... Let's do 2 inches here. We'll make this tangent. And we'll do the same thing over here. Tangent. Okay. Oops, that's not what I wanted. Do I think Bertha can go all the way? That depends on the comp Sinon. That is very much comp dependent. Against a lot of the regional tournaments that we have here in NorCal, I think it'll do pretty good, pretty okay. I actually think it won't do too bad against optimized drums. Drums, I think I can do pretty good. Against more nimble designs, like Moonsetter comes to mind, it's probably not going to be the hottest. But I still feel confident that it'll be a fun fight regardless. Let's see. Let's do 20. Connect. 20. And connect. Okay. The whole class is watching. Oh no. I can't wait to hear about this tomorrow. But if you haven't seen the endgame style of weapon design, it looks... What am I even clicking? There's so many sketches on screen. Stop. Oh, I'm so annoyed right now. Okay, hold on. Bodies. Get rid of this one. I don't need you. Delete. Delete. Okay. If you've not seen the endgame style of weapon design before, functionally this is the shape. This exact shape right here is pretty much what you see with a lot of endgame style weapons. It's designed to optimize MOI at the tail end here while still giving you a asymmetrical blade that you can flip around for both sides. I'm not too worried about flipping the blade over and using the backside because it's PLA plus, so I can print more. But I am optimized on getting more impact out of it. So, before I start trying to balance this thing, let's start defining the shape just a little bit more. I think I don't need this segment here, and I can focus solely on adding more mass on this leg right here. I could be wrong on this, but at least in my thought process, you want a pretty aggressive right angle when it comes to plant weapons, just because it's so much more of a consumable. I know when builders are designing weapons for metal chassis, they make a lot of concessions just because. Why did that break my close sketch? That's a pretty optimized shape, actually. Wait, where did that shape come from? Without trying to like stream snipe anybody, that shape looked pretty compelling. Is that one of your designs, Rowan? Where did this weapon concept come from? Okay. Why does that break the closeness of the sketch? That shouldn't... How confident are you that this... Ooh, okay, actually, I like... I like where that's going. I think it's gonna have to be Big Tooth Mohawk at the end of the day here. And I like the flair that goes with. What I'm trying to figure out though, that should be breaking my sketch. That doesn't make sense. Okay, we'll figure that out. Let's see. What if... Okay, first off, we should probably just make this more realistically proportioned. Maybe I try splining it. Like a mallard? That's a bad idea that I also kind of like at the same time. Okay, here's the question. If I just draw a straight line here, does it break the sketch? No, it doesn't. So then why does curving line break the sketch? That is the most confusing thing I've ever seen. Okay. Hypothetically... Oh, interesting. Why is that not closed? Oh, it is closed. Oh... Okay, that makes sense, Rowan. Okay, I'm gonna bail on that concept for now. We're just gonna explore weapon balancing instead. Utilities, center mass. Okay. Yeah, no, I see that now. Please tell me I drew this on the origin. Okay, good. Okay, we're counter heavy right now. Okay, I see. A little section there is a relief angle almost. Is there any benefit to the Mohawk shape back here, or is it just to keep it balanced on the on this plane right here? Further, last I checked, there wasn't too much of a benefit to balancing it. It's actually they sampled the Melee sound or the Brawl soundtrack. If that's why it sounds very much like Smash Bros. Music. Okay. We're counter heavy heavy. And it's sick as hell. That's a good point. I should have thought of that. So I see what you're doing with your weapon. It's I want to try. I want to see if I can design it, get the same effect, but it's slightly differently. Ooh, that's ugly right there. This should not be a hard point like that. That should absolutely be a radius of some kind. Okay, that curve definitely helps things out. I also think that bottom, I could fill it out. I feel like it's cheating to fill it after the fact. I know it's not, but like every time I use one of these tools, it's like, no, that should have just been done in the sketch. I know it's like master sketch. It goes back to that whole master sketch mentality. It's I should be using these tools, but I try not to, even though I eventually do. Nah. I mean, I could. I want. Trust me. I want to fill out this corner right now. I could do it. It'd be so free, but I'm gonna try to just. It doesn't feel more intuitive, but to me, I want it to be more intuitive, just to mess with this one sketch here. At least because everything's constrained there. Moonsetters fill it in both counterweight and tooth. Yeah. Okay, we're tooth heavy. And Rowan, actually, I would have a question for you. When you're balancing your ASIMs, literally what I do is I just try to get my COM straight up to my origin and center it there as much as possible. Is there a more scientific way I should be setting up my COM when it comes to my weapons? Try to translate this. I will see if I can do that next time. Oh yeah, no worries, Rowan. But as far as translations, I will see if I can get that set up for you. Okay, let's see. Alright, fine, I'll fill it. Let's see, that should definitely be less aggressive. We're pretty close in that regard, but I think if I fill it at this corner here as well. That's been my mentality when I make metal weapons too. Bias it slightly towards the tooth side, so over time things become balanced. It kind of works itself out. Okay, I can still add slightly more mass here. How am I still so heavy on that side? Yeah, no worries, Ron. There we go. Okay, we're getting closer. We're still very much this side dominant, so we're going to try to increase this, not that one. Try to increase this fillet whole ½ inch. That's better. I don't know how that contributed so much weight. Let's go for a full inch. Oh, now it looks ugly. No, I hate it now. I won, but at what cost? 0.8. Ah, it looks so bad. Okay. Let's try to keep this aesthetic here. Let's try to keep this vibe of this type of curve. What you see here, the goal, if you're not familiar with CADing or designing in general, this is the center of mass of my weapon, right? This is, if I were to balance this weapon on the point of my finger, it would naturally balance on that spot right there. What I need for me to happen is to have the weapon balance right here on this dot. Because if it's not on the dots, when the weapon spins up and when it rotates, it's going to vibrate itself to pieces, and the robot's going to vibrate with it, which is, well, bad. So I need to get rid of weight on this side so I can put more weight on this side so this dot moves more to that center. That's functionally my target right now. I realize I can do that too by increasing this diameter. Because as I increase this number here, this curve gets bigger, which adds more material, which moves the dot slightly more to the left, which is what I'm going for. That's better. It's actually not that bad. I think I should keep going with that. Let's go a full 2 inches. That's pretty good, actually. Let's keep going. Let's bump it up to 3. Ooh, that's a nice curve, actually. I'm happy with that rake angle. Oh, by the way, other terms if you're not familiar with there. Rake angle refers to a weapon's angle outwards, basically. So the more this tip right here is this way, that is more of a rake angle. A neutral rake angle is straight up down. A positive rake angle is more that way. A more aggressive rake angle just basically means you get a better impact when you hit people, but it does mean you cycle through weapons more often. But again, plastic robots, I'm okay losing a little bit of rake angle for more effective damage at the end. Let's try 4. Oh, I broke it. Okay, well, 4 was not the answer. 3.5. Is that the biggest I can do? No, I have to do smaller. 3. Okay, 3 is the limit, unfortunately. We're still off. It's still that heavy, so I got to... How are we still heavy on that? Oh, I know why, because we... Okay. That's gonna suck. Let's fill up this piece by half. I hate how it kills the aesthetic of it, though. We're gonna do something really dumb now. We're just gonna add circles up here. To hopefully balance things out a little bit more, maybe. And we're just gonna play around with this positioning of that circle right here. We're basically taking chunks out of the weapon counterweights until it's balanced. But we're still weapon heavy, so we gotta increase the size of the counterweights. Let's do 3.36. Something like that. You see here, we still need to add more weights. Let's go all the way to 3.4. There we go. Now that dot's shifted way further up, but we're still not quite centered yet. We still have some room to go in terms of balancing it. I think 3 points. We're so close though. 3.5. Oh, that overdid it. We shot way far out. But that does mean I can take this circle here and just move it here until it's tangent. Oh man, that's so ugly. But it's like it's distinct. It's unique. It has personality now. You know, it's almost so bad that it's good. This is a weird one, actually. Okay, we're slightly counterweight heavy, so we'll dip down instead of 3.5. We'll do 3.45. Okay. Somewhere Let's take our counterbalance, drop it down in size. That's probably too much. Ooh, wait a second. That was pretty close. Okay, we're slightly counterweight heavy on this side. Or slightly weapon heavy on the right side. So what that means is that... it's actually twofold what this means. Okay. Let's go 0.91. I need slightly less weight from the weapon. Or actually, I just need to make the counterweight slightly smaller. 3.44. I was thinking about that, actually. What if I just did this? Yeah, I like that idea, Rowan. Would pattern be the best way to do this? Distribution, partial, 30 degrees. Let's do 60 degrees. Can I... Okay. If I dimension these, they have to be different, right? No, they wouldn't. Okay. That was worth a try. I want to space these evenly. That's the problem. There has to be a smarter way to actually space these things. Circular pattern points. Okay. Here's what I think we'll try to do then. What if starting here where's construction? What am I looking for? What if right here I'll just start off with a basic circle? Pattern just the point along the axis. Partial, set it to, let's say, 80. Fusion does have points. I couldn't find it. I don't know where it is anymore. I grew up with SolidWorks, and so Fusion was kind of the thing I had to learn after the fact. It wasn't the easiest tool, but it's free, which is why I think everyone uses Fusion, to be honest with you. That was not what I wanted. There we go. Okay. Yeah, I think that was the easiest way to do it. Ooh, okay. It's not balanced, but I like where we are going with this. Now we're cooking. Let's resize everything though to be a lot smaller. You started Tinkercad? Oh no. I mean, you gotta start somewhere, and I respect Tinkercad for what it is, but I'm glad you've evolved to actually making good designs now. I like where this is going, like, a lot. This is a fun one. Okay, actually we can make these things quite a bit bigger too. Let's do 7/8. Oh, I didn't make it smaller. Wait, that's not how math works. Ah, okay, they do have to be smaller. That is a trajectory. Okay. In an effort to keep the aggressive serrations, I think I'm going to make the counterweight a little bit bigger. like diameter-wise. I know that negatively affects my bite, but I think it'll be worth it for the cool factor. And then I compensate by making these things larger, because I like the look of large, of these large serrations. Let's do 375. What did I break? Oh, they're touching. Okay, that's not... Okay, I can't do that anymore. Aha! Wait. There we go. Okay. We're slightly right side dominant, but balance-wise, we're starting to get there. That's much more comparable. If I were to increase this one, I think that fixes both my problems. Let's go to 0.8. Oh, there we go. Okay. Oh, we're almost dead centered on that axis. We just gotta chop some weight off from this side here. I guess talk about Undertale right now. Okay. The issue is, without losing that circle here, I just really want to shave material off here. So I guess fillet is the answer. Oh, that looks ugly though. No, we're gonna figure something else out. This is a very dumb solution to this problem. I'm gonna fully admit this right now. But we're basically gonna make another circle. And then that's gonna be a little sliver that we don't actually use. And so when it comes to our main extrude, we're not gonna extrude that sliver. Okay, that's the play. I don't know if it's the right play, but that is a play. Okay, cool. And now we just keep shaving until, aha, there we go. We're slightly weapon dominant, although I think I could balance it a little bit more. Let's do 3.29. Circles really do solve everything, Caleb. True words have never been spoken. Ooh! Okay, we're slightly back heavy. 3.27. Finish. Oh, that's pretty close. Okay. I'm pretty happy with how this is coming about right now. I think I still want it slightly tooth heavy, just because with a more tooth heavy design, the tooth chips away, so it kind of becomes more balanced every time it hits something. Which means I want less plastic on this side. There we go. So it's ever so slightly tooth heavy on the side, and it's still weapon heavy, right? You can tell there's still a little bit more weight on this side. I think just to balance it out slightly, we're going to increase the size of these holes. 0.38. Okay, it's slightly more balanced in that regard, since I just shaved off a little bit more weight there. Let's go slightly more. 0.51. 0.385. Yeah, okay, that's not bad, actually. I'm kind of happy with that. I think anything else, balance-wise, that I run into, I should be able to sand down or file down to get to a smooth shape. I will say it bothers me how this isn't a smooth transition here and how it has a like sharp edge. I want ideally to have a tangent just like this circle is, but I don't think I'm going to worry about it since that design is pretty good. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that actually. That didn't come out too bad. And I only used one fillet. Look at that. Proud of myself. Okay. We're gonna set this to 3/8 instead of the 1/4 inch. We're gonna remate all of our pre-existing components. Good, check. Then we're gonna hide our origin. Connect. Thank you guys. Boom, look at that. Oh, it's beautiful. Oh my god. I never thought I'd see it. Okay. Let's throw it into the assembly. That's a fixable problem. Hold on. We're just gonna start over with the joint. Why is that how you choose to mate? What? Oh, you can also tell I grew up with SolidWorks because I keep using mate instead of a joint as the terminology. $135? Yeah, okay. Boom! Look at that! Okay. That was not what I wanted to rotate. Let's see. Okay, now you can plop it in. Okay, that weapon digs into the floor slightly, but that can be fixed. That's not bad. I'm pretty happy with how that came out so far. Do I have a ground plane? I do have a ground plane. Okay. What's the idea for the robot? I wanted to make a big dumb vertical spinner, but I didn't want to make a normal big dumb vertical spinner like Abyss or Deep Six or those style robots. I wanted to do something else. And so this robot came about. For whatever reason, the circle that I drew as my weapon diameter is not matching the 5 inches of my weapon blade, but we're going to ignore that. But I am very happy with how this is coming about so far. That is awesome. Oh my gosh. Okay. Some things that I will try to take care of or smooth out. There's a lot of gap here. This second upright, I'm going to try to fill in that spacing just a little bit more. I'm happy with the 3/8 thickness. I might change that. We'll see. And then I have no idea how I'm doing on weights. So we'll play with those weight things as soon as I figure out routings for our wire channels and all that. But honestly, as far as first concepts go, that's not too bad. I'm happy with where we are so far. Let's see how it looks in a more natural perspective. Ooh, there we go. Oh, I'm so happy with how that looks. Okay. You want to make it dumber than the combined. What does that mean, Caleb? Okay. I think that's a good spot for today. I think next time I'll try to get this printed out. I'll try to finish up more of this CAD offline. We'll see how that goes from there, square everything up, and then see how it looks as soon as I get those little small changes worked on. But yeah, that's where I'm at with there. If you guys enjoyed watching, thank you. I'm going to try to make this a regular thing. My goal is to stream at least for 1 hour on Mondays, so if you want to catch me, be sure to check me out. If you want to let anyone else know, be sure to check them too. Thank you guys for joining my stream today. I have a little coupon code. I don't know if I'm pointing in the right direction for w.gg. Use Reject Robotics to save 10% off your next order. With that said, thank you guys for checking the stream, and I will